For a change, instead of presenting the symposia topic, I'm here to conclude this discussion. It has been truly a great experience, so to speak, to occupy the last bench, last 1.5 hours. Today's discussion was grounded on the greatness of Swami Vivekananda. I shall pick up some threads from your presentations and try to join them with some supplements to make it a concluding session. In life and philosophy, one of the biggest problems before any spiritual seeker is God. For Swami Vivekananda S. Narendranath, this question of God was very pivotal. He, in fact, embarrassed almost all the then religious leaders of Bengal with his audacious question, "Have you seen God?" Up to the 18th century, people by and large were living, so to say, in the age of faith, when the existence of God was too obvious to the general minds. Narendranath was a product of the 19th century, which we may call the age of doubt. The Brahmo Samaj in Calcutta, its Maharashtra edition known as the Prarthana Samaj, and to a certain extent, the Arya Samaj of Dayananda Saraswati too, were all up to make Hinduism respectful and modern. The well-known Brahmo Samaj movement, of which Narendranath was a member, gave him the initial impetus and the doubt of the existence of a tangible God. The members of this movement had to pledge themselves to the service of India. They rejected the idolatry or Murti Puja, though accepted a kind of Unitarian view of God. This Renaissance period gathered an unexpected momentum with the appearance of Sri Ramakrishna at Dakshineshwar towards the middle of the 19th century. Sister Nivedita, in her biography on Swami Vivekananda, speaks about three main formative influences on Narendranath. First one, his education in English and Sanskrit. The second, his intimate contact and life with the great personality of his Guru, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. And the third one, his bitter experience following the death of his father, together with the personal knowledge of India and her people that he has gained during his mendicant life as a parivrajaka or a sannyasi. Of these three, the first two influences, namely his education and his discipleship under his Guru, unquestionably laid the foundation of his thoughts. And the third influence developed in him the warmth of feeling and love for the poor and suffering millions of India. Though the religious temperament was deep down in Narendranath's blood, the influences of modern science and philosophy, together with the lessons learned from his early life, probably resulted in an authentic rationalism, affecting in him an attitude of skepticism. This was a situation gathering an inevitable conflict between the head and the heart. Yes, in the case of all of us, Narendranath's heart yearned for a personal God who loved and could be loved. But on the other, his skepticism, together with his inner dissatisfaction, probably was keeping him restless. His questioning mind, in great doubt, kept asking, "Does God exist?" But to his surprise, no one was found to be experienced to give him a tangible reply. Sri Ramakrishna, so to say, was a strange phenomenon, but he was a simple and sincere person for whom God and religion meant everything in life. With his rational and intellectual mindset, Narendranath was not really willing to put forth his all-consuming question about God on his first visit to Sri Ramakrishna. He even thought the saint of Dakshineshwar Kali temple a stark madman. However, he asked the question which he had been asking others all his life. And Sri Ramakrishna's assured yes reply with another note stunned Narendranath. I see God just as I see you here, only in a much intenser sense. That was Sri Ramakrishna. The later incidents with Sri Ramakrishna replaced the intellectual skepticism of Narendranath with that of the illumination of God consciousness. This Guru Shishya or teacher and disciple relationship was at its climax when the spirit of Sri Ramakrishna descended on Narendranath, when the latter was blessed with the experience of the Nirvikalpa Samadhi. One of you have referred this incident during the discussion. So in Vivekananda we find a modern agnostic evolutionist and at once an eminent spiritualist. Without going to the depth of your short speeches on Vivekananda's or Swamiji's thoughts on religion and philosophy, I would rather appeal to you, young man, to get more acquainted and introspective of his views on education, caste system, social service, uplifting of women, etc. I am not here to make a critical appraisal of today's study circle program. Yet I should say, Swamiji was never tired of exhorting others to exercise their views or even judgments and discuss freely before accepting anything. To the end, let me point out that it is to the mysterious spiritual power of Sri Ramakrishna that the Narendranath owed all his personal conviction, and that is which made him the great Swami Vivekananda. All the same, none of our critical observations can anyway question Swami Vivekananda's contribution to Hinduism. I should add that Swamiji helped immensely to rekindle the salient factors of ancient Sanatana Dharma, awakening the dormant spirit of millions of Indians. Thank you.